Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to part 2 of autumn wardrobe problems. Or should I say solving autumn wardrobe problems. So if you missed part 1, I would suggest go and watch that first now and then watch this following. Or to be honest, it doesn't really matter. You can watch this first and then go back and watch part 1. But basically, it's just more tips about solving your autumn wardrobe problems. I mentioned in the last video that basically when it comes to the change of season, we are presented with new challenges, particularly when it comes to the weather. Trying to keep warm while staying stylish at the same time, I think is quite difficult. Yes, we can do layering and make it interesting, things like that. But actually, I wanted to share some things that maybe you haven't thought of, or maybe just practical tips, maybe not so glamorous, but that will really help you to utilize, maximize your wardrobe, even maximize your summer wardrobe and get more wear out of it. So I really hope this video is useful for that. So let's get into problem number 1. Something I find quite a lot is a lot of autumn outfits are of course centered around knitwear, which we love, but actually once you've kind of taken your layers off, your blazer, jacket, your coat, sometimes you're just left with a knit by itself, and it can sometimes look a little bit boring, especially if you're just kind of sitting down, all you're seeing is the knit. So how do we kind of solve that and make your outfits a little bit more interesting? And one thing I'm going to be relying on this season is going to be the round neck cardigan. So I'm not saying get rid of your knits, you know I love a good knit, but actually just to make it a bit more interesting, a round neck cardigan does the same job as a knit, but because of the button detail and the kind of fit and cut of the cardigan, it just makes it a little bit more interesting while still being minimal. You can layer it, you can rewear it, you can restyle it. So I have a few examples to show you. This boxy merino one from Under the Stories will be really useful. It's a nice beige, it will go with everything. These look great with things like leather skirts, leather trousers, also just all your jeans. These will work really well with, and also full skirts. We're seeing a lot of full skirts around still, and a nice kind of cropped cardigan, because they're not too oversized, complements the full boxy skirt really nicely. And another way to do this is through your buttons as well, and that's why cardigans are so good, because the button detail just adds so much more to the outfit. It isn't plain, it just creates more interest. So this mango one has some really nice gold buttons down the front of it. It just really elevates even the most simple of outfits. I also have a really nice navy option. I've mentioned this before, but navy is definitely a color I'm going to be gravitating towards this season. I think it looks so classic, so chic. It has that kind of Ralph Lauren feel about it. There's something about navy that just looks so elegant and classic. So a classic navy cardigan will look really good with everything. I've also added my red one on here. I've been wearing this a lot to add a pop of color to my outfits, and I actually think it works really nicely against a strong black. I know I've mentioned before about not always pairing color with black, but I think if you've got a block color, it can sometimes hold its own against black. I still think there are certain colors that you shouldn't wear with black, and I also think like lots of patterns and color can sometimes jar a bit with black too, but I think the red and black just has something about it that really works. And also you can kind of do this with any color. The pop of color with your cardigan at the same time will again add a lot more interest to your outfit. So my next tip, of course, is to do with warmth, and really just a reminder that you need some of these in your wardrobe. I know this isn't the nicest, most exciting thing to buy for your autumn wardrobe, but trust me when I say you will not regret buying these pieces. So these are thermal base layers, and I know they are not the most exciting, but things like this basic vest that I've got, maybe like a vest option, like a sleeveless vest option, and then like a long sleeve version. I think what is key as well is maybe like a lowish round neck. It's all in these small details. It's amazing how these small details make a difference. A lowish round neck will then allow you to wear lots of different necks of tops over that and it won't show through. So I think that is crucial. But there are so many different ones out there. M&S have some great ones. I love the Uniqlo thermals. They are really soft, they wash nicely, and they're also not too thick. You can actually get different thicknesses, but the finer ones are really nice to layer underneath knitwear. It's just a reminder just to not neglect the thermals and make sure that if there's one thing you buy and add to your wardrobe this year, make sure it's that, because it will allow you to wear so many of your other pieces. Another wardrobe problem in the autumn and the winter is what to wear in the evening. Because let's face it, sometimes when we go out at night, it's not always boiling where we are, unless we're kind of in a club or at a bar where it's really busy. Chances are it's not going to be boiling hot, and you're going to need something a little bit warm, but not too warm. And I think it's one of those things we just neglect to buy in our wardrobe. We'll see like a really nice fancy blouse, buy that, but that's not warm enough. And then we have tops that we have to wear jackets over the top, but sometimes you don't always want to wear a jacket. Then you've got the problem of the jacket inside. You keep it on, keep it off, take it off. There are so many kind of issues, I think, when it comes to evening dressing. So a key thing to buy for me is a really nice but warm evening top. And again, none of this sounds particularly glamorous, but I really think you'll thank me when it comes to building your autumn wardrobe by adding one or two of these pieces in. My first example is this gorgeous scuba one from Under the Stories. My mum actually has this exact top, and let me tell you, it is so nice. It's like a really nice thick scuba material, and that's what makes it feel a little bit dressier. Also the neckline of it with the big puff sleeve, it looks really cool. It's also not too long, which means you can wear it with pretty much any type of bottom. I can't really think of one style of trouser or skirt that wouldn't go with this scuba top. So this will look so nice in the evening. I'm picturing this with some really beautiful earrings. I definitely think it's a worthy investment. You could also go for something like this tie jumper with the little kind of bow on the shoulder in this grey, very, very wearable. That tie detail just adds a little bit of extra something. So when you're sitting down at a restaurant, then you can still see your nice top. It'll keep you warm, and you know you can wear this out and not need like a layer or to wear your blazer indoors, that kind of thing. Cezanne also have this beautiful option, a heavier weight. I love the green of this, something a little bit different. I think it's so nice to just have one or two of these more unique pieces in your wardrobe, and so many ways you can wear this. I could see this with some really nice cream trousers, actually, worn in kind of a dressy way. But because of the kind of elevated shape and style of this, it makes it really nice for evening. I also have this Zara one, a kind of like sweatshirty, but like a dressy sweatshirt type thing in a cream. I think if you're looking for something dressier, going for a piece like this and wearing it tonally will look really nice. And I think, again, just because of the shape of this, it really brings something a little bit different and allows you to wear it for evening. And this is just kind of a fusion styling thing as well, where you take something like a knit and then make it dressy. So this is kind of fusion styling within one piece. Okay, so the next tip came about actually because of my own conundrum that I've had, and I've honestly had this problem for years and years and I've never done anything about it. So obviously in autumn, we go on lots of walks. Well, I do anyway, nice autumnal walks. But what do you wear when, for one, you don't want to wear walking boots? I personally hate walking boots. They're not very chic. I find that you just still, you get them all muddy, and I just feel like a walking boot never works for me. I have my long wellies, which I usually wear, but the problem being, I don't always want to wear really heavy, long wellies because they can be a bit clunky, especially if you're doing something like a walk and pub lunch afterwards. I don't really want to be sitting in a pub with my wellies on. So what do you do instead? And the answer is a really nice short welly that's kind of like a boot welly. So I've actually just ordered my own from the White Company, so I think they might be arriving today. I've linked those in as an example. Everything will be shoppable, but hopefully these tips are things that you can pull out of your wardrobe as well. But I think the short wellies so useful, especially like a furry lined one, will keep you warm. it's not maybe at that point where you need the big, thick, heavy, long wellies yet. So these are a really nice one to throw on when you don't want a wellie or a walking boot, or a trainer for that matter. Sometimes trainers just get ruined when you're going on a walk. So this is a really nice in-between hybrid of them all. I just probably wear with some like straight leg jeans, but there's so many different kind of trousers you could wear these with. If you're kind of more of a leggings person, they will go well with these, or a skinny jean even. But for me, I'd probably just go for like a loose-ish straight leg. And yeah, they'll keep you cozy, they'll be practical for walking, but also not have that real heaviness that a long wellie brings. My final problem in autumn, again, to do with the cold, but it's about your neck and your neck being cold. And for me, I love like a roll neck, polar neck, high neck, but I don't necessarily want to wear these all the time. I have a lot of round neck things and I want to wear those without feeling freezing around my neck. So what do? A woolly scarf just feels too much sometimes. For one, it maybe feels too wintry for now, but also if you're kind of inside, you're not going to want to sit with your great big scarf on, and they can also kind of cover up your outfit and kind of spoil your outfit a bit. So my solution is definitely a silk or satin scarf. And as I mentioned in my last video, these tips are not groundbreaking, but hopefully they're just reminders for you to utilize these pieces. So a silk and satin scarf is a really nice way to do that because you can still see the rest of your outfit. It adds interest to your outfit and looks part of your outfit, whereas I think like a big woolly scarf doesn't look part of the outfit. It's kind of part of the outerwear, but not part of the outfit. So a silk scarf looks intentional. You can then utilize all of your round necks, still keeping you warm. It adds so much interest and uniqueness, I think, to the outfit. It's not something everyone does either. So if you're feeling like everybody is wearing the same thing all the time and want something a little bit different, then I think a silk or satin scarf is just a really nice injection of color and interest and warmth to your outfit. So I think that's a really nice addition to your autumn wardrobe, and I'm sure you can probably dig one of those out at the back of a drawer somewhere in your existing wardrobe. So thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips have been useful as little prompts, little reminders of things to help you solve your wardrobe issues. These are all issues I have every single year, so I am going to be taking my own advice with all of these tips, and I hope you can too. So thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.